welcome along to another Diecast Resto's Custom. I'm Jason and this is a Realtoy Ford Focus WRC World Rally car. For this project there's only one possible outcome. I'll be recreating one of the Martini liveried Ford Focuses most famously piloted by Colin McRae. In particular, I'll be recreating his 2001 machine, in which he narrowly missed out on the WRC title by 2 points, but more on that later. In good condition, these Realtoy models are well detailed and offer excellent value for money. Here's how this one should look as new. This is the livery I'll be recreating today on this Focus. Colin McRae was an iconic Scottish rally driver who lived by his motto, if in doubt, flat out. It was representative of his style, incredibly brave, going speeds and taking corners at a pace others wouldn't dare, but ultimately led to inconsistent results and inevitable crashes, spectacular ones at that. The son of 5-time British rally champion Jimmy McRae, Colin was destined to compete in rallying in some form. After starting in motocross, he progressed into the Scottish Rally Championship before he entered his first World Rally Championship event in his Vauxhall Nova in 1987. In this car, he took the Scottish Rally Championship title in 1988. McRae entered the 1989 New Zealand Rally in a Ford Sierra XR4i, impressing by finishing 5th overall. He followed this up in 1990 with another point-scoring finish at Rally GB. He turned professional in 1991, signing for Subaru for the British Rally Championship. He promptly won the championship that year, as well as taking the 1992 title. For 1993, he was promoted to the World Rally team. Having taken 2nd overall in the 1992 Swedish Rally driving a Legacy RS, McRae again finished on the podium there in his first full season with the outfit. He achieved his first WRC win at the 1993 Rally New Zealand. He finished 5th in the overall standings that year and went one better, finishing 4th in 1994. This came after another victory in New Zealand and a home victory at Rally GB. In 1995, after 2 rally wins, 3 podiums, 1 point scoring finish and 2 retirements, McRae won the driver's title by 5 points over teammate and 2-time World Rally champion Carlos Sainz. The pair's efforts helped Subaru win their first manufacturer's title. They won 5 of the 8 events that season between them. McRae was the first Brit and youngest ever World Rally champion. In 1996, McRae finished as runner-up to Flying Finn Tommi Mäkkinen, and again in 1997, this time by just a single point. He finished 3rd in 1998 behind Mäkkinen's Mitsubishi and Sainz after he had returned to Toyota. For 1999, McRae signed a lucrative deal to join Ford. Ford had replaced the Escort with the all-new Focus. He took victories in his 3rd and 4th rallies for the team, the Safari and Portuguese rallies respectively. After this, McRae struggled with reliability issues and a series of crashes leading to a 6th position finish on the leaderboard. He returned to the podium in the 2000 Swedish Rally before taking wins at Rally Catalunya and the Acropolis Rally. McRae's fortunes changed in 2001. This is the car I'm recreating with this casting. The year started poorly with 3 retirements and a finish outside the points in the first 4 rallies. But 3 successive victories in Argentina, Cyprus and Greece propelled him to joint first place alongside Mäkkinen. He led the championship going into the final round in Britain, where any one of McRae, once again teammate Carlos Sainz, Mitsubishi's Tommi Mäkkinen and Subaru's Richard Burns could potentially win the trophy. A spectacular rollover crash when McRae was pushing his car to the limit spelt an early retirement and ultimately 2nd place in the championship. Retirements for Sainz and Mäkkinen meant 4th place or higher for Richard Burns would win him the title. He came home in 3rd, thus beating McRae by 2 points on the final leaderboard. McRae returned in 2002 with 2 rally victories. His 25th and what was to be his final win in Kenya set a new record for most overall rally wins. Ford and McRae parted ways at the end of 2002. He opted to sign for Citroën for 2003 with his best result second in Monte Carlo on his debut. He ended the campaign in 7th overall, helping his team to the Manufacturers' Championship in the process. A change in rules for 2004 to 2 nominated point-scoring drivers, down from 3, meant McRae was dropped by Citroën after just 1 year with the French team. He was without a drive for 2004 and so competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans for Pro Drive in a Ferrari 550 GTS. He, alongside Darren Turner and Rickard Rydell, took 3rd in class and 9th overall, in what was to be his only outing in the endurance race. McRae drove for Skoda at the British and Australian rallies in 2005, picking up points in the former. In his last rally, he replaced the injured Sebastian Loeb at Citroën for the 2006 Turkish rally, but was forced to retire. Prior to this, he had competed at the X Games in Los Angeles. In the final event, racing against Travis Pastrana, McRae rolled his Subaru. He impressively kept it going and finished just 0.13 of a second behind Pastrana. McRae was without a seat for 2007. In August 2007, he commented it would be unlikely he would return to the World Rally Championship if he didn't secure a seat for 2008. ProDrive chairman Dave Richards said that a return to Subaru had been on the cards for 2008. A test had been arranged in late 2007, but tragedy struck before this could take place. On the 15th of September 2007, McRae was flying his helicopter with his son Johnny and 2 family friends on board. While flying at high speed and low altitude, McRae attempted a turning manoeuvre but struck trees, killing all 4 occupants of the helicopter. The subsequent investigation found McRae to be at fault, with his licence having expired in 2005 and not sufficiently qualified to fly in such a manner. As a memorial, the Colin McRae Forest Stages Rally took place in Perth, Scotland in September 2008. Ex-WRC drivers including Hannu Mikkola, Ari Vatanen and Colin's father Jimmy and brother Alistair all took part, as well as drivers including Travis Pastrana. McRae is much missed and is certainly one of, if not my favourite rally driver of all time. In 2003, he had actually begun developing his own rally car called the McRae R4. It was designed to be a safe and economic alternative to other rally machinery. It was debuted by Colin at the 2007 Goodwood Festival of Speed. To some, McRae was probably best known through a series of video games published by Codemasters that carried his name. The first Colin McRae rally game came out in 1998 and was an instant hit. A second updated version came out in 2000. Versions 3, 4 and 2005 all followed, creating a major franchise. Colin McRae Dirt came out in 2007 prior to Colin's death, which was again a real success. The most recent game to carry his name was Dirt 2 in 2009. Let's now talk about the work that I've done to this casting. I've been applying these very attractive decals from rally models. I will leave a link to the website in the description. This has been a long and painstaking process that I have seriously condensed down for the purposes of not making this video incredibly dull. The final little touch is applying the number 4 window decal before sealing all that good work with a healthy coating of clear lacquer. Here are all the pieces that make up this Ford Focus WRC. In first goes the transparency with the sunstrip and side rear window decals applied. After that's clicked into position, in goes the interior piece, which has had the once loose seats re-glued. The axles balance on the guides moulded onto the underside of the interior piece. Lastly, the base slots in at the rear, pushes over that lone front rivet post, and is then secured with a screw. Or so I thought. Moments later, I was shocked to find the decals had warped on the bonnet. I needed to find a quick solution, so rather than buying a new set of decals, I got this. It's a 3D printed set of rally fog lamps. These will sit neatly over the damaged decal, covering over the mess I've made. Top right is an example of the headlamp setup I'm trying to loosely recreate in this recovery mission. I give it a blast of primer and black paint, and then fill in the bulbs with Molotow chrome. To give them a more realistic effect, they are brushed with Citadel Gloss Nuln Oil before I glue them on to the fending area. So this is how my Realtoy Ford Focus WRC looked to kick off. This one was well playworn and had its seats loose within the cabin. It's a really nice casting that is deserving of an accurate rally livery, so that's where I went with it today. I took the opportunity to tell all of one of my motorsport heroes, Colin McRae. It wasn't plain sailing, this custom, and I've had to improvise a bit to get it to work, but this is how it now looks. The casting has been completely transformed into a replica of Colin McRae's 2001 World Rally Championship runner-up. I'm so impressed with these decals that I picked up from Rally Models. They are very, very accurate, vivid and well sized. They weren't the easiest to apply due to their sheer size, plus I had that own goal moment destroying that Bonnet Valvoline sponsorship. That led to the hastily prepared light fitment, which I think now certainly sets this model apart. Tell me your thoughts on how it looks in the description and if you think my fix is a worthy one. Please leave a like and make sure you're not one of the 60% of viewers not subscribed to the channel. All it takes is one little click. Memberships are available which have exclusive perks and help support the channel. Please help if you can. But all that leaves me to say is, if in doubt, flat out. Thanks for watching, bye for now.